I told y'all we was gonna have that exclusive content. You ain't gonna get this nowhere else. Check me out. All right. Y'all see it, y'all self. The Miami Kingpins, the documentary, the real documentary, the real thing, man. All that cocaine cowboys and Rick Ross did his thing. Shout out to the homeboy, Rick Ross, the rapper. You know, shout out to him for his. But this one being put together by the actual fellas that they live the life. They're gonna be able to tell the stories themselves. Y'all ain't heard these stories in the way that y'all gonna get them. That's gonna be presented in this documentary. So man, get ready, man. 4th of July weekend, they're gonna be dropping this thing. It's gonna be on Amazon, Apple, all the spots where you can get it. Google, all of the spots, man. So go cop it when they drop, man. Support these fellas. They went and put in their work. They stood 10 toes down, man, when they did theirs, and now they putting out everything. You know what I'm saying? They're opening up the doors and letting everybody know what went on in these situations from their mouth. So y'all not gonna want to miss this. This particular one gonna be narrated, and you're gonna be getting a lot of people in. I ain't gonna get too much up on it because this is exclusive. I'm telling you, and they just want us to just sprinkle tinkle a little bit of it out. But this is gonna be dropping uh, July 4th weekend, somewhere around that time. But we're gonna go in. They're gonna go in the convertible bird, Big Ike, Boss, you know, Bo Diddley, all of the real, well known players from out of Miami. So that's why this one based it's called the Miami Kingpins. But we Florida Kingpin Chronicles. Me and my partner Jeffrey Jed Lee, who is actually one of the Florida Kingpins that's gonna be presented and interviewed, and we're gonna bring their whole story to y'all. But they kicking this thing off, and they coming from Miami. We're gonna connect it all up when we go into Wonder Man, which is Jed dad, and how he was influential in cocaine and crack cocaine during the era in the '80s, coming up and spreading up the west coast of Florida and on to St. Petersburg, where they would make their base, and then it would travel further on up the west coast and wind up into Atlanta, and this would be how the formation of what it became known as the Atlanta hub would come into existence, where all of these dudes, Jed, uh, all of them, Bo Diddley, all of the Miami boys, you see them in all of these other documentaries of these dudes claiming to be the ones that was really moving and shaking. But we finna rock the world with the truth and let y'all know who the real movers and shakers was that was doing this thing, man. We hear a lot of stuff and a lot of other different podcasts, and they glorify and push these dudes. But for the most part, a lot of these dudes, they didn't stand 10 toes down. They did not keep it solid, and they should not be being represented and held up as stand-up dudes. When you're dealing with what happened in Florida, is one of a kind because a lot of these dudes only was released because of First Step Act, Donald Trump, and what he did for the communities, and kind of help these brothers with regaining their freedom. But it's people that people don't even know about, like my big homie OG, man. He's like a triple OG. But in 1979, I had the articles when St. Pete, they was calling John Bailey the undisputed king of cocaine. The undisputed king of cocaine. And this in 79 in newspaper articles. And then when he got knocked off again in like 92, 91, 92, somewhere up in there, he was now the king of heroin and cocaine. So these dudes and these brothers would stand up. Dude, John Bailey went and gave them people, man, 3 decades, man, standing on all 10, man. And shout out to my big homie, man. He probably don't remember it, but I was chilling over there with one of our close friends, who another one of these brothers, Charles Monroe. I was over there chilling with Charles Monroe when he first got released, and they introduced me to him. If he remember that or not, but it's just somebody whose story I always looked at as being somebody that I looked up to, and these all is brothers that I looked up to for what they did. Jed, Jed is the person that, man, you got to give him his credit where it's due, man. Jed came from Miami to St. Pete. They built, and they was the crack kings in the mid 80s, 84, 85. That thing came out. They was already legends and millionaires, right? So Jed went on the run when everybody got knocked off in 89. He went on the run and took the show on the road to Atlanta, and this where the birth of the Atlanta hub come, where we get into Magic, you know what I'm saying, and Marco, and we get into, well, he take it to a whole nother level, and this thing turn into where Atlanta become a hub because these dudes dealing directly with, Willie Falcone, Sal Magluta, Pablo Escobar, and got direct connections to the Medellin and the Cali cartels, where these dudes moving thousands and thousands of bricks. So, man, you don't hear these stories because these dudes took it on the chin and they didn't tell. So the stories ain't all in the media, and everybody don't know the intricate details. But shout out to Convertible Bird, Bo Diddley, um, and all the boys down there. I don't want to miss nobody's name, but just shout out to all the OGs that put that together, man. And I'm glad that they're doing this, and it's kind of perfect time. It's all gonna come together, and uh, my boy Jed, we're gonna go down to Miami. We're gonna travel. We're gonna do whatever we gotta do, but we're gonna be linking up, and we're gonna be bringing exclusive interviews and having conversations with these brothers about their upbringings, how they moved in the streets, the consequences they faced, and the things they're doing now to redeem themselves and make a positive impact on the communities and anybody's lives that they might affect. So I'm honored to be bringing this, man, and I'm so glad that it's starting to come through because there's a lot of that flugaze out there where they giving a lot of credit to these dudes that wasn't solid. They really didn't have no effect on the game. They just reaped the benefits of people before them that we mentioning that paved the way and really made it easy for them to go, you know what I'm saying, to do what it was already laid out to do. But these people that created this game, man, and when it come down to the crack era in the 80s, man, nobody did it better. Nobody did it before them, and nobody deserves uh, uh, more credit for being the pioneers of something that will always be remembered in U.S. and Black American history. Uh, these brothers built businesses and made the lives good for a lot of people while they was able to do it. But our message is, you know, think it's a game out here. We're gonna give you the truth. We're gonna tell you. Most of these brothers went and did 20, 30 years in prison. Some of them died in prison for or as consequences of the things that they did. And we hate to see that happen, but we do want to give them all a salute for being stand up and representing the game the way it's supposed to be represented. Um, I'm DP, this Kingpin Chronicles. Just a quick little video, little promo for my boys. Kind of start tickling this thing out there and let y'all know that it's real, man. And we finna put Florida on the map. Everybody else, man, shout out to y'all, Cali, New York, Texas, Chicago, Maryland, all of these other states. Y'all did y'all thing, but when it come down to it, when you speak to the OGs, they all gonna tell you that they were coming down to see the Miami boys to get that work during the 80s and the crack era early on, because they was the ones that, I'm of the opinion that that thing came from Miami and spread up and then went east and west and all of that. But I think that originators of the crack era It was before anybody else, and they did it bigger and better than anybody before and after them. When it come down to cocaine, they turned the cocaine game into what it became. And that's all I gotta say about that, man. Y'all like the video, share it, right? Subscribe, man. All that shit free, man. Don't cost you nothing to do it. Help the channel grow so we can get this stuff out there, man, and get Florida on the map. As we get better and as the channel grow and all of that stuff, the quality and everything will get better. What matter is we here and we coming to straighten the record, man. Florida got this thing going, man. And we're gonna finish it by telling y'all we made a mistake, man. The game ain't what we thought it was. And here go the truth. I'm gone, man. DP, Kingpin, Chronicles. I'm out.